If you max out the brightness on the Sony A95L, this is what you're going to see. There is blooming and it is very visible, and it's around the entirety of the text. Now, this is Attack on Titan for anybody wondering, and this is where I'm noticing the blooming. So, it's not perfect, but that's about what you see. It's not terrible per se, it's just noticeable. And for perspective, this is the Samsung S95D. As you can clearly see what it would look like if it had no blooming. And then we go over to the Sony and you can see the blooming around the text. Again, not the end of the world, but for the amount of money that Sony is offering, I think some people would probably want to save money or spend the exact same amount of money and get something like the Samsung S95D or Sony A95L for particularly perfect black levels. I know that this year the backlight has been talked about as this big benefit, but that's not something that you're going to really get in terms of, you know, how they were making it seem like they were honing in almost perfectly and isolating things better than ever to a point where it looked closer to OLED. I mean, it's all right. It's closer, but next to the real deal, it no cigar. And I'm doing it this way just so you can see that there are no camera tricks, because again, if there were, my OLED would be overexposed and blooming too, and it's not, proving the point that this TV does in fact have a blooming issue. Now, if you want to get around that, you will have to lower brightness substantially, and I'll show you what that looks like now. You would literally need to be on 8 on your brightness. 8. To be able to pull off what this is doing. You would have to lower all of that brightness down to 8 if you don't want that blooming. Otherwise, every single value above 8, you're going to have blooming on text like this. You can test it out with Attack on Titan. I'm not hiding anything. You can see it right here. It's basically the ending, you know, the final chapter type deal, right? So you see it right here on screen. Here we are in Crunchyroll. I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. Again, you can see it there. It is what it is. So hopefully this kind of explains just quickly that there is blooming. I will do a more in-depth video, but this is just a quick answer for those people that wanted it.